That was one of the best lines of the night from Tom Brady at the Roast of Tom Brady, live on Netflix. And it reminded me a lot of watching a football game because it was as long as a football game.
Seems
literally.
Like it. Right.
Literally.
I didn't see it yet, so go ahead, yeah.
When you watch a football game, what are you waiting for? You're waiting for fleeting moments. There's maybe 4 or 5 moments in the game that matter. There were about 4 or 5 moments in the 3 hours that actually hit. It was a lot of swings. It was a lot of misses. It was a lot of low-hanging fruit, obvious stuff. And for a lot of the people who spoke, clearly someone else wrote it for them. There were some professional comedians there, but it was too long. I had to tap out. I got to the point where I can't just sit and wait.
You couldn't do it?
And wait.
You didn't have the stamina, old man? You couldn't hang in there, huh?
I like things that hold my interest. And there were moments where it was like, what is going on here? Kim Kardashian, what was going on there? Randy Moss, great player, shouldn't be presenting at a roast, can't deliver it, got to be able to deliver it. Gronk can't sell the material as much as he wants to, can't sell it. It doesn't work, Gronk, and the harder you try, the worse it gets. And then they had one bit with 2 professional comedians, the one guy who always takes his shirt off and smiles like all toothy. That wasn't funny. That was like 2 guys whose job, whose only existence, whose only purpose for being is to be funny. And that was a moment I said, what is this shit? Bye-bye. I'll watch the clips on social media, and I'll watch what Tom Brady has to say tomorrow morning. And I did watch Tom Brady's. Most of it, not great. Couple of lines were. Peyton Manning was the best one of the night, because Peyton Manning is the guy who's smart enough to write it. I bet he wrote his own stuff.
Right.
And he's got the way to, and I'm not a font of Peyton Manning praise. He knows how to come up with it, and he knows how to sell it. He knows how to deliver it.
He's
he
incredible
knows how to
and
put
stuff
it out
like that.
there.
Right.
Too many of those people should not be the ones trying to tell the jokes. It doesn't land. And when you juxtapose, Peter King word, when you juxtapose people who are in that world with people who have no business in that world, it gets a little weird. And I think that might be the best way to explain the 3-hour thing that I didn't watch all of it last night, and I'll probably catch the rest of it today. It got a little weird.
Yeah, first off, I didn't see it yet, right? So I hope to catch it at some point. I did, like, when I got home last night, we kind of went out to a late family dinner. I got home, I put on Netflix, like, maybe I'll turn it on, and I, of course, saw Tom Brady's, like, face right in front of me, and I thought about, let me start it, but I was a little tired, and I was like, you know what, I'll start it and try to watch it in totality at some other time. I can't get over the setup. I mean, first off, like, I didn't really think it was going to be like that, like an arena. I don't know, arena. What do you want to call it? A banquet hall? That was a
forum. It was
a forum.
It was the place where the Lakers won all their championships.
I don't think I even realized that. So that is an incredible setup. I mean, I don't know what to say. First off, I mean, who had Florio roasting the roast to start the day? I did. I thought that might happen. All right, but Kim Kardashian. Did she get up there? She roasted Brady too?
She got booed.
Damn.
I didn't realize because she wasn't up on the stage.
Right.
They brought her up, but she clearly was expected to be there because they had all this. It was like a concert with all this stuff, like sound system and video screens, and they had her name as soon as she came up. So they knew she was going to be there. It wasn't something that Kevin Hart just, caught a wild hair and brought her up. But yeah, she got booed, and I didn't realize because as soon as she started, it's like, I'm sorry. I got no interest in anything. I mean, it's my own opinion. I'm not trying to force this on anyone else. I can say with full honesty, I have absolutely zero interest in anything Kim Kardashian ever has to say. So I skipped past it. But Twitter told me this morning that she got booed. So I went back and found the spot, and she did. She did. Before she said anything.
I mean,
they were booing her.
Jeez.
I don't know.
I
don't know. Famous with no discernible talent, that tends to rub people the wrong way. So, anyway.
Well, boom. You are on fire Monday morning. Good morning, America. Screw you, Tom Brady. Screw you, Gronk. Screw you, Randy Moss.
It's in the spirit of the roast.
Screw you, Kim K.
And speaking of spirit, there is one thing, and we're going to talk more about it later, but I do want to say this now. And I'm no prude, and I know the line. I try to figure out what the line is.
Okay.
And with the roast, like, the line gets thrown out the window.
Right.
and I knew it was going to be a little raunchy,
right,
a little over the top. But in all seriousness, and I got a text from somebody about this today, the Aaron Hernandez stuff, I think, was wrong side of the line for a lot of reasons.
Whoa,
Who
went there?
Multiple people. Everybody.
Whoa.
Not everybody. Brady did. Brady went there.
Damn.
And Brady's was fairly tame in comparison to others. Making fun of the tight end who was the murderer, making fun of his suicide. Are you kidding me? I think Edelman did that and others. I get the spirit of the roast, but it's one thing to roast the people who are eventually going to get up and have a chance to give it back to you. The guy who's dead and the guy who made people dead, it felt like that was a bridge too far. But that, I don't know what the total count was, but there were several during what I watched where they were making fun both of the Hernandez murders and of the suicide. And I know that is the one thing that people are texting me saying, that probably was, wherever the line is at a roast nowadays, because who the hell knows, that probably was other side of it.
Yeah, well, they're not going to get canceled. I don't think that'll happen, but
Nobody gets canceled.
Who
gets canceled?
I don't know.
Who? Everybody wants to say, oh, I'm worried about getting canceled. Who actually, unless you like Harvey Weinstein got canceled because he went to prison. A couple of others truly got canceled. But for the most part, it's just this weird notion that you're going to get canceled and nothing ever happens to anybody. They just keep going. What is to cancel? When you have manufactured a brand and you just kind of are who you are, what even is that? So anyway, I just think that
you're on a roll.
I mean, well, it was something that like stimulates the senses, and you're hearing all these different jokes. And I'm an aficionado of people telling, in a good way, well-written jokes. When you do it the right way, it's entertaining. It's funny. It makes you laugh out loud. We all want that moment where we genuinely are inspired to laugh out loud. And, a roast like that was with a mismatch of people who are good at that stuff and people who aren't. It got a little long. And then but Rodney was there. Tom had this back row.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had this back row of former teammates who weren't ever going to go up and speak. I kind of wish Rodney would have. I think Rodney would be better at that than he would give himself credit for.
Right.
But yeah, they were just kind of there. And it drove me crazy. I was like, I couldn't remember who Matt Light was. They kept showing Matt Light, and I'm like, damn it, who is that guy? He played for and he's been kind of out of the spotlight for so long you forget who it is. But, Danny Amendola, Rodney, Willie McGinnis, other former teammates were up there, just kind of there, just part of the background, not part of the actual show. And that's rare for a roast, too. It's usually just the people who are going to get up and speak are the ones who are on the dais, if we want to be really fancy about what it's called.
Damn, yeah. I mean, you're get off my lawn, roasting the roaster. Can't remember who players are anymore. I mean, man, it's a rough weekend for you right there. Look at Rodney though.
There's Rodney.
At him. He's looking good.
There's Rodney. Rodney right over Tom's shoulder. He's got his back now. Now that's Amendola to Rodney's left. Who's the guy to Rodney's right? I think he's one of the long snappers or something because they made fun of him at one point.
I think you're right too.
Super
And
Bowl
I'm
ring.
blanking on his damn name too. I definitely know him, and it's like that's just the worst about football is you go for a long time, like you're saying, without seeing somebody. No, that's Dan Copen. Is that not Dan Copen? The
Dan Copen?
The center? I believe that's who it is. Thank you.
Right.
Great memory of Chris Simms. Way to go to get through there. But also,
well done.
What I wanted to Belichick, right? I'm just seeing in the outline now. We're going to look at that later, but just give me a little teaser, right? Was he good? Did he deliver? You just crapped on everybody else, and you gave a little love to a few guys, and you left out Belichick, and that's who I want to hear about.
Belichick did as well as he possibly could, given his generally rigid and guarded and humorless demeanor. He did make a few jokes. He was funny at times. So, yeah, and we will get into that a little bit more later.
All right.
Brady had a good line about Belichick, too. We'll save that for later.
Okay,
We're supposed to talk about it later. We only have 2 hours, not 3 hours. If we had 3 hours like they did last night, we could maybe meander.
Second thing is, here we go. I got another question for you. What was this for? Was this just to make Tom Brady richer? Like, was this for charity, or were we just randomly celebrating the guy that's been more celebrated than anybody in America in the last 20 years?
I think they're trying to make this into some sort of a series.
Oh, like roast the famous guys. Yeah.
Where, I remember
that.
Like, where do you go from Brady? Like, where do you go? Like, I don't know who else you pick if you're going to put the GOAT type label on them. LeBron, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, might have to be people like
go
that. Right.
From there, and you got to get them to agree to do it in the first place. You got to have a certain amount of thick skin to sit there and take that.
Yeah.
But it's all in good fun, and you get the chance at the end of the day to come back and give it back to people, and that's what Brady did. The subject of the roast is always the last one to go. But Peyton Manning was really good, and he was unannounced. He was a surprise. Now, they knew he was coming, but he's the one who actually introduced Brady when it was time for Brady to speak. And he had some good lines, and we may share a few of them with you later on.
All right, last thing before we go on. So you done? He did it. He told you he did it. Go to the videotape, everybody. Go to the videotape.
What did I do?
Open it again.
Did what?
Start the show again. He did it. He's telling you. He would have told everybody if they just gave him $20 million. Did you see Mr. Kraft's face?
Yeah.
Mr. Kraft's face was literally like, whoa.
What did he say?
I can't believe he's actually telling everybody he finally did it. All that stuff I went through to cover it up and change the subject and make the league look like fools. Now he's telling everybody he did it. Mr. Kraft was in shock. He didn't know what to say there. They were pretty good, and his was real. Like, damn, I can't believe he's admitting it finally like that.
Well, it was phrased in a way
I know
where he could say it was a joke, but it felt like it rang true. And you're right. Robert Kraft was kind of like, what did he say?
Yeah, he's like, whoa. I think he goes, whoa, or something like that, it looks like.
We spent all that money defending ourselves, and the guy did it the whole time. And then at the end, it was a combination of a joke about haters, but it was also a subtle reference to Deflategate, because he was saying all those people out there who have said bad things about me all these years, and he took an iPhone and smashed it.
Oh, boom. Way to close the Netflix special. Damn. All right.
Oh, Gronk spiked the shot glass. They did shots at one point. I saw this on social media. I didn't see it during the show. But Gronk takes a shot glass and spikes it, and you see little shards of glass go everywhere. And I mean, look, this is the lawyer who always dealt with what happens when the thing that nobody expected, although they should have expected, transpires. A little shard of glass flying into somebody's eye in the front row. Are you kidding me? I mean, that could have caused some serious damage. The guy spiked a shot glass, and little pieces of glass went everywhere. That's Gronk. Gronk, totally on brand. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.